This is the beginning of my Go Gateway house. This is like a school of experience. This is how I came to create Kin Up, Kin Down. This is a package experience that I got from interviewing people in the DMV area and also people in the virtual world. So that is artists, creatives, locals, professionals, students. This is before and during COVID. Here are their stories, experiences, and perspectives. Okay, let the people know your name, what you go by.
Goddess Freya.
Word.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so yeah, we've been supposed to do this, so it's dope that we finally here.
Yeah.
I find you very interesting. You operate in a space that, a lot of times it's like hidden, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like, with social media now, everybody's exposing what they got going on, what they do, you know what I mean? So, correct me if I'm wrong, the term is female supremacist?
Yes.
Did I say it right?
That's right. That's
okay.
right.
I bet. So, break that down for us.
So, it's just pretty much in a nutshell, like female leadership. So, I'm a part of an organization and, in an industry where we just believe females should lead.
Okay.
So, everything's centered around females leading. We're all about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now, when I go on your page, I see a lot of white dudes tied up, in chains, like seemingly operating as submissive, and you are in control, and you're dominating them.
Mm-hmm.
So how did you get into that world?
Wow. So I've always been in like the adult industry early on in my youth, probably starting in teenage years. But I got into like BDSM dominatrix stuff when I moved to LA, and this was about like 2013, 2014. And because I moved, there was a new place for me. Nobody knew me and everything. So I say, hey, perfect place to go all in. So I went all in and found somebody to mentor me. And I just loved it and never turned back,
Yeah. So is this something that you pursued or something that somebody got you into?
No, I pursued it myself.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So like, I'm trying to get into your mind right now, right? So like growing up as a young woman, young girl, whatever you want to call it, like at what point did that, aspect of being click in your mind? You know what I mean?
Well, I was always like dominant. I was a tomboy when I was younger, and I've been to a few like conventions and stuff, and most of the women I've been around that are like doms, they've been like tomboys on the low when we were younger. So I found that interesting. But yeah, I was always a tomboy when I was younger. So always taller than the boys, stronger, played sports, and just, tomboyish.
Okay.
So always been dominant. Every woman in my family is pretty much dominant.
Were you into girls or guys or both?
No, always into guys.
Into guys. But you were still
I played
tomboy.
with females, but not as fun as playing with guys for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But a lot of women grow up, you know what I'm saying, and they're more submissive, especially when it comes to sex, you know what I'm saying. Now, when you started your sexual experiences, were you submissive, or were you like also like you've been dominating from the jump type of thing, you know what I mean?
So, to be honest, and I'm sure a lot of Black women can relate to this, but I have been sexually abused when I was younger. And so, when I got into BDSM dominatrix, it was like, the tables have turned, so to speak. So, naturally in most relationships, it's the guys telling the ladies what to do and when to do, pull your pants down, suck this or do that. Mostly leading the way, and women are just following lead. But, you know, with BDSM, it's like I say, the tables have turned. So, you know, I really got into that whole dynamic where, you know, now I'm the boss or I'm, you know, leading. And like I say, you know, it's a big turn on just being empowered, because that's what it did. Made me feel more empowered.
So it's kind of like taking your power back type of thing.
Yeah. That's how I felt.
But like, is it a turn on, or is it just like, you know, you being able to overpower a man and dominate him? So you enjoy that power more so than the sexual turn on. You get what I'm saying?
I enjoyed the power more than the sexual turned on. Now I do get sexually turned on when I'm doing certain acts, but yeah, it's the power exchange for me. You know, I play too with alpha males, but again, you know, it's the power exchange. Them giving me the power to be empowered or to be strong, dominant, or whatever. That's what I enjoy the most.
Which part turns you on?
You know, again, like when men are willing to share the power, whether they're an alpha male or a beta male, you know, it's that exchange. So when they allow me to, you know, to do whatever I want and say whatever I want to say, and then they're accepting it, you know, that feels powerful. It feels good.
Yeah.
You know, of course it's consensual, so only if that's what they want.
Yeah. Can you get turned on to the point where you have an orgasm without penetration, just off of the power? You get what I'm saying?
I honestly have. You know, I have. Yeah.
Okay. That's very interesting.
It's possible.
Yeah. So now, when you say the alpha male and sharing the power, right? Is that like, so the guy who's seemingly alpha male on a daily basis, like now when he's with you, he lets you dominate him and he be the sub? Is that what you're saying? Okay.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a lot of males like that out here, you know.
Can you tell though, if you see a guy and you like, yeah, I can probably stick a dildo in his ass?
A lot of times I can, and a lot of these guys, you know, just because they let somebody stick a dildo in their ass doesn't mean they're gay. But, you know, a lot of guys, they want a female to do that to them, and that's what makes it the difference. You know, it's just like only a female can stick a dildo up my ass, or only a female can do, you know, that act to me, and not a male. So, you know.
So that's a touchy one right there. Them now being gay. You know what I mean?
Yeah, especially for black men in the black community, like, that's like taboo.
Because me personally, look, I've talked to my homeboys, some of them who got their ass ate and stuff, right? I'm not into that, but when my homeboy told me, the first homeboy who told me like, yeah, I went to the DR and I got my ass ate, I was like, what the fuck? But I respect the nigga, so I was like, you know what? This must be a common thing, because if this nigga that I know does it, then, you know what I'm saying? It's like, all right. But if he came to me and he told me like, yo, somebody like penetrated me with a dildo or a strap or whatever, I would have to look at him like he is on the fence of being gay.
Really?
You know what I mean? Like, not necessarily gay because of the terminology and, you know, what being gay means, but at the same time, like, the dildo, it's the representation of a penis. You get what I'm saying? So maybe you just don't want to go as far as to be with a man, but you rather a woman do it so you don't look at yourself as gay, but you still want the penetration, if that makes sense.
Kind of, sort of. You know, guys go to the doctors all the time and get, you know, prostate exams or whatever. You can call that whatever you want to, but I would consider that as penetration on the medical field. But, you know, perspective is everything. But, you know, again, you know, they could be sticking a probe up your ass for a medical reason. And what is that? Yeah. But, you know, I think it's important for an individual to be comfortable with their sexuality. And then, you know, whatever men and women do between the men and women is between the man and the woman. But Yeah.
Do you and these guys, do you call them clients, or I don't know what you call them clients? Okay, so do you
slaves, subs, all of that.
So do you get into your slave's mind and try to understand why, they like that type of penetration or sexual activity?
Yeah, so everybody's different, as far as their kinks, fetishes, their likes, whatever pleases you sexually, we're all different, you know what I mean? So everybody is different. So some guys may not even like the penetration part of being a submissive, and then some, maybe that's all they want or whatever, but yeah.
So do you always like ask them, or have you ever like kind of like try to get somebody to try something different that they probably didn't know if they like? Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's always fun. Is what I like to call a pleasure journey. So for those who are like really not experienced, or just open to new ventures, I like to, like I say, call it the pleasure journey, where you don't really know what you like, you don't really know what you're doing, but you're here for it. You know what I mean? You know that you're interested or curious about certain things. So, I like to go on that pleasure journey, especially with people who are new. They never experienced this, that, and the third. But what's most important is your hard limits for me, because everything in BDSM shall be consensual. So, like I say again, what's most important is your hard limits, and then I do whatever I want around that. And that's where you learn different experiences. That's when you heighten your senses and all kinds of things. So it's much more fun when you are exploring things, but very important to have boundaries and limits, and for those to be respected.
Yeah. Now, speaking about respect, calling these guys slaves, like, do you respect them? Can you, see them in that position and then still respect them, or do you not respect them?
I do. Everybody has their different perspectives, but to me, a slave is not always a slave to everybody. A submissive is not always a submissive to everybody. So for somebody to give up their power to be submissive or a slave to you, it's a intimate, important relationship. You got to trust somebody and everything, so I definitely have respect for my slaves. Certain things that they do for me that nobody else would do, certain things that we do together that I could never do with anybody else. So gotta respect that. Sometimes I'm excited to see them because I know I'm gonna do some shit to them that nobody else is gonna let me do, or maybe not even a boyfriend or something, Yeah. So I definitely respect that.
Yeah. And you spoke about hard limits. Like, do you have your hard limits as well? Like, is there anything that any of them ever wanted that you were like, you know what, I cannot do that to you, type of thing?
Absolutely.
Can you talk about it?
So I don't provide nudity and prostitution. So, there's never any sex. There's never any full nudity. So, there's no eating my ass and my pussy, which I get a lot of fucking requests, face sitting, especially black guys. I'm sorry. I love black men, but damn. That's all they want is to eat some ass. And that is disgusting. But anyways, yeah, those are some of my hard limits is, again, no nudity, no prostitution. And I don't do scat. So I love toilet play. So in toilet play, I do golden showers, which I love. Absolutely. But I don't do scat, which is the number 2, basically.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, but you piss on them and all that.
Yes.
But they can't piss on you.
Hell no.
Okay.
No, not happening.
So now, when you piss on these guys, like, do they really enjoy it? Okay, I guess I would never understand it, right? I'm just trying to understand, like, where it just. Like, where do they even start from to be like, yo, this is some shit that I like? You know what I mean? Like, that's very interesting.
Yeah, some guys they don't start out liking it. Some guys don't start out liking a lot of things, and then they come around to be like, "Hey, I like that," or "Could you do that again?" or whatever, you know. But a lot of times guys don't start out with these kinks and fetishes. You know, they may have one thing that they come to you for, and then they're learning that they like this, that, and the third in addition.
That's why you said the journey.
Right? Got it.
So over time, like, they submit to the point where you can get them to try anything type of thing. Okay.
And they love it.
So now, with you being in this space, do you have anybody who is putting it down on you?
I have one person. I do.
Okay. Is a guy?
Yeah.
Okay. I just gotta make sure, you know what I mean?
I don't think a lady can put it down like that. But.
Okay. And how does this guy feel about, you know, your work?
You know, they come around more and more and more, and you know, they have their limits, you know, where they're just like, oh, I'm not into this, that, and the third. And to be honest, I have tried to tap into this, that, and the third, and I get the again and again and again, I'm not into it, you know. And so at some point, you know, I just respect the boundaries. But they like to see me play. They love to see me play, so they're always watching my shit. And it's just like when I don't post anything, they're like, hey, what happened in that session? You know, so they be a little curious.
Okay.
But they don't
like
want
to see you dominate other guys.
Yeah.
Gotcha. But they don't want to be dominated.
No.
Okay.
I've got to do a few things, but they have some hard limits.
Okay.
It's hard to get by.
But are you submissive with these guys?
No.
So you still dominate the guys that you have like actual sexual relationships with?
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm still an alpha female, you know, so I wouldn't say that in my, you know, in this relationship, for instance, that I'm dominating him, but I'm definitely an alpha female, and you know, it's well known. So, you know, I am having my way all the time.
Okay.
But you know.
Okay.
He's happy too, I guess.
Are you on Clubhouse?
I am, but I just can't get into it. Like I'm there, but I'm not there.
Okay. Are you not like a social talker type of person?
I'm not.
Okay.
You know, I have all the social medias because I have to have them, but you know, I really don't like it.
Okay.
I like the real lifetime experiences.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because Clubhouse is perfect for you, in my opinion.
Really?
Like, you can really start your own club, and I think you get a lot of clients. Because I've been in certain rooms where they had these conversations, you know what I mean? And I've been always trying to find somebody to do a podcast with on the dominatrix aspect of things, but it's usually like virtual, and so that's why it's dope that you were here, because in person is way better than, you know what I mean, the virtual one, because this conversation is important, you know what I mean, because I think there's a lot of people that play in that world that they hide it, they don't talk about it, you know what I mean, so it's like having you here is dope. But yeah, Clubhouse is a dope space for you. So
you're there.
You said what?
You're there.
Yeah, I'm on Clubhouse.
Okay.
Yeah. So anytime that you're on there, I can like bring you to one of the rooms that I'm always in. I'm always moderating a room. I have all kinds of conversations on
Okay.
there. Yeah. But so one room that I went in, the girl was talking about how like she would have the nigga come and put it in a bread and make it like a sandwich with it and have him eat it as punishment. Another one was like, you know, like have the dude drink her piss. You know what I mean? So it's like she would have like certain punishments for the dude. Like if he doesn't do this, then you gotta, you know what I mean, like drink my piss or whatever. Do you do this as well?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Can you break it down? Some of the things that you do?
Well, it's part of training, and submissive training at that. So every lady is different. You know, you tailor and you mold somebody to how you want them to treat you. You know what I mean? And I think that is a good thing for guys. You know, seeing mistresses or doms or whatever, you know, it kind of allowed them to get a feel of how to treat a lady, you know? So, I mean, if they're not treating you right or doing what needs to be done for you, then, you know, you need to train them in some kind of way. And some of the guys, they do stuff on purpose to get the punishment because that's what they're there for, you know, on the low. So, you know, they may do things just to be punished, just because they want that attention from you.
What's the hardest punishment you put a guy on?
So if I put a guy in a doghouse, that is like, I'm not talking to you. You can't see my face. You can't hear my voice. And that is like, you know, one of the worst punishments. Because again, that's what they're here for. They're here for me. They want to hear me. They want to see me. They want me to touch them or whatever. So if I put you in the doghouse, like, you know, you don't get any of that.
Is it like an actual doghouse?
No.
Oh, okay.
Just like, yeah, I'm not fucking with you, you know.
Like you're not texting them back, picking up
nothing. Yeah. And so, you know, a lot of my guys, like I know, you know, how their brain works. And a lot of times, like I say, they'll do stuff just to get my attention, you know, so they want that punishment, you know, and it's just like, oh, I'm going to do this just so that she can spank me or whatever. And then, you know, I'm not giving you anything. A spanking, I'm not going to let you hear my voice, see my face. And then, you know, that's when they start breaking down.
Now, you spoke about something that's interesting, training, right? You train them so they know how to treat you, right? How do you feel about a guy, on the other hand, feeling like they also got to treat a woman that they're in a relationship with? Do you think people need to be trained?
Well, maybe not even use that terminology, you know, because I think that a lot of things that we do in BDSM is very similar to the vanilla life. It's just the terms that we use. So, you know, yeah, I'm saying training or whatever, but same like so if somebody in the vanilla world, you know, I think that it's appropriate for anybody to tell somebody how they would like to be treated. You know what I mean? Yeah. You could word it however you want, but, you know, I say training because of what I do. But yeah, it's just, I think everyone should teach a person how to treat them. Otherwise, you may be.
And rewards?
Rewards, yes. Discipline.
Okay.
That's the word I'll use for that.
you good with the words.
Discipline.
Yeah.
Would be a lot more acceptable for many than the word punishment, you know. Yeah.
So do y'all like look down on the people in the vanilla world? Like, do y'all look at us like we some softies? Like, look at these motherfuckers.
Yeah, just like, oh, they're boring. Oh, inexperienced. Oh, yeah. Yeah. They're just like in a box.
Okay.
Yeah, so you don't really want to be vanilla and be proud about it. Like, keep that shit on the, you know, on the hush.
Okay, now, have you ever, like, you know, because now you're on social media, right? So people see what you do and everything. That's how I even found you, right? So do you ever have the conversations or people trying to, like, accuse you of being abusive? Like, what you do is, like, you're abusing men, you know what I mean? People come for you?
Yeah, all the time. Okay. Especially when I first started, you know, which was in LA, and I had like a lot of people in my family and friends out here, like just finding out I was getting outed. And a lot of it had to do with the collaboration between Facebook and Instagram. You know, they always like to suggest people to you and stuff like that. And so that was the way I started to get outed by family and friends. But, you know, it got to a point where I was hiding it at first for so long, trying to delete all of that stuff and just like, you know, and just, cover all of it up. But I just got to a point, I'm just like, hey, it's me. I'm grown. And so what? Like, what are you doing here? You know what I mean? Yeah. So I just got to a point where I just took ownership over who I am. And it's just like, and so what? Like, what are you doing here? You know? Yeah. So that's the attitude I have about it. And, you know, if they see me today, again, what the fuck are you doing here? You know? So I'm okay with it.
Do you also have like I guess I'll use the word mentor, somebody that you can always count on and call, who can look out for you, learn more from, who, you know what I mean? Okay.
Absolutely. I think it's very important for everybody in this industry, especially the females, to have some kind of mentorship or guidance. So I got mine when I was in LA from my mentor, who's like one of my best friends now, you know. Russian lady, she's still doing her thing, you know. But yeah, definitely important to have a mentor.
Yeah. So why mostly white dudes? You taking it easy on niggas?
No, niggas just scared. Niggas be scared. But you know, and then the white guys, they you know, they just come off as you know, a little more sexual liberated. So they're a lot more open about their sexuality than black men, in my opinion. Yeah. And then a lot of black men, you know, I love my black men, but every time you think of, you know, black men and a woman hooking up, it's always like sexual intercourse related. And it's just like, we could have a good time, we could have fun, but you're not fucking me. And then that's the part that, you know, they can't get. It's just like, I'll let you spank me, tie me up if I'm going to fuck you at some point. But if I'm not fucking you, then I don't want to do it. Got it. But they love the costume part. They love to see us in the outfits, you know. Yeah. But yeah, it's just like, if I'm not going to be able to fuck you. Yeah. At some point, they want that penetration. Okay, yeah, okay. Yeah. But the white dudes, they don't be tripping over that at all. They're respectful. They take what they can get. They don't cross the boundaries, you know. And you know, they're just more open. Is it more pleasure for you that they are white though? More pleasure? Kind of sticking it to the man. The oppressor, I should say. Yeah. I always have fun with you know, race play is what we call it, or whatever, you know. Everything is consensual, but I love it, you know, and they do too. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So what's like the overall long-term vision, you know, where you see yourself taking your business? So I just recently opened up a shop. I had a online store I just got last year, and then which is called Energy .store, but it's just lingerie. And so now I have gotten into selling lingerie and toys inside this shop I have in Atlanta. So I'm hoping to do more mentorship, more educational stuff for women, like empower more women. And you know, and take this fashion stuff to another level with BDSM. So, you know, I want to turn more vanilla people kinky. I really do. Yeah. But in a fun, educated way. So, like you talked about, you know, a lot of the BDSM stuff and sex work stuff is getting more mainstream. Yeah. But then there's still a lot more that's taboo. So, you know, a lot of people are out here curious and out here exploring, but don't have the proper knowledge and experience. And I think that is very important, just as important as it is to play and be yourself, you know, because people get hurt, people get sick, and things get triggered if you're not properly trained or mentored or had guidance. You know what I mean? I love the fact that people are out here making it more mainstream, but then there's also that thing where people have to remember to be careful and you know, just the important stuff about it. But yeah, that's what I look to do, is empower more women, you know, through my business ventures and stuff. So I mean, I can only imagine it probably comes with a lot of confidence. Because, I mean, the first time that I saw, like, an Instagram page where, you know, this black woman, like, you know, being a dom, I was like, yo, she's that bold enough to put that shit out in public? Oh, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, whoa! You know, so I can only imagine, like, the moment you put that shit out, you lose some friends, you lose some family members, you know what I mean? People start looking at you crazy, you know what I mean? So
it probably changes your whole life. You know what I mean? So you gotta be very strong and confident, you know?
You do. You do. You do, you know. But like, yeah, who are you living for, yourself or everybody else?
Facts.
So, you know, at the end of the day, everybody just need to do what makes them happy.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of my guys who are married, you know, most of them, it's like a secret that they see a mistress or whatever. Okay. But it's just like, you know, that's what makes them happy. That's what fulfills them, so to speak. So it's just like, if they're not getting their moments, then it's some empty part or something that's not being fulfilled. And maybe that lady or that wife is actually unhappy because he's not capable of fulfilling her needs, but because he's not filling his own, you know what I mean? But yeah, it's very
Do you
important.
feel any type of way morally about that, knowing that they're not telling their wives what they're doing with you?
Not always. No, I don't. Yeah. It's 2021, like there's a bunch of stuff going on.
So do you show any care, or do you have to kind of like, because you're the dom, you have to like not show them like, yo, like I have some type of love or affection or care for you? You get what I'm saying?
Like I'm never telling them like, oh, I love you, and no, but they understand that I care about them because, you know, I do give them the reminders that if they're sick or broken, they're fucking no good to me. You know, if you lose your job, you're no good to me. You know what I mean? If you just become a bum, you're no fucking good. So, you know, they do understand that, yeah, you know, they have to be of use and be good. So.
Okay. All right. So yeah, to wrap it up, let people know where they can find you, you know, and your content, or if they want to book you, learn this whole experience, you know. Yeah. Because I'm sure there's some women that gonna hit you up and say, yo, I've been trying to do this shit.
I get a lot of that. Yeah. A lot of that.
Okay.
But my name is Goddess Freya on every platform. I try to keep it the same so everybody could find me easier. It's spelled GODDESS, F as in Frank, REEYA. So I'm on Instagram, I'm on Twitter, I'm on Snapchat, I'm on OnlyFans, Avian Stars. I want clips for sale. And then my business website with the lingerie is energy.store. So that's INNERG.store. We have Instagram for that too. And just opened up a Dungeon Garden in Little 5 Points, Atlanta. So that's a lingerie and adult toy store. We're going to be doing some fun stuff there, maybe mini sessions I'm looking forward to. But yeah, that's me everywhere.
Got it.
Goddess Freya on every platform.
All right. Thanks for coming. And whenever you're back in DC, we could do another episode.
Okay. Sounds good.
Okay, how?